Simpsons arcade game. Go ahead and take it away.
All right, thank you so much. There we go. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Welcome to Summer Games 2020. Hope you all been having an amazing week here for these awesome runs, and I hope to be able to bring another one here for you today. My name is OX617, GDQ veteran. With me today on my couch is the awesome Dark Alexander, my co-op partner for this game.
É a Restream oficial, autorizada e com selinho de verificado. Estamos aí com The Simpsons. Então, Júnior, essa versão a versão japonesa, ela tem, por exemplo, você pode aumentar a vida do seu personagem além da barra normal. Você tem alguns itens que limpam a tela. E eu acho, eu não tenho certeza se bateu a meta de de jogar no Expert. Tem que verificar aqui se você vai jogar no Expert ou no normal.
It's gonna be 3, 2, 1, go. And off to the races. So for those who have seen this game, the plot is pretty silly, as you would expect.
Ele vai jogar no Expert.
A little silly by those standards. Maggie gets kidnapped by Smithers and taken back to Mr. Burns because she happened to have a diamond, not a diamond.
E como jogaram, e como escolheu, e como quem ganhou com quem ganhou a Video War foi a Lisa. Então vamos aí. A Maggie foi sequestrada. Esse é um jogo da época que Simpsons tinha bem poucos personagens e de certa maneira era mais legal que hoje em dia.
And hopefully, well, it won't be a faster time, it's on a higher difficulty, but to go into at least what's going on with Expert primarily just means more enemies. Like, that's really all that comes with the territory. Everything else about it is essentially going to be...
Por exemplo, esse item ele não tem na versão americana, aquela nuke ali pra limpar a tela, por exemplo.
Like all the stretch ups and take a hit, dude. Really? Oh, okay, that's unfortunate. So you see here we got this broom out of the tree. These are going to be very important throughout the course of the run. These are what separate the JP version.
O run de beat'em up é meio que autoexplicativo. Você encontra um exploit e você utiliza ele até o fim do jogo.
So that, hit him for the last one, and nice. That was actually perfect RNG because sometimes he can jump out of his stun and cost you time,
a estratégia principal do jogo dos Simpsons é basicamente você ataque usar o jump attack. No caso aí, ele usou a vassoura porque no caso a vassoura ela... no caso a arma, ela causa um dano bem... Ela causa um dano bem massivo. Aí, o bônus stage aí, você tem que baixar o botão aí pra... Baixar o botão pra fazer o balão subir. Depois fazer o balão aumentar de tamanho. Segundo estágio, a Crustlândia. Aí de novo, Jump Attacks. Aí, pegou aí o ajudante de Papai Noel. Usando ele como... Usando aí o dog como arma. Pegou aí, it's Hammer Time!
But even if we miss, we can try again. They can't hit you out of it because it's not pure iframes, but they're still pretty good. That was important. See what I mean? Like the little guys, especially.
Desculpem aí o atraso na narração, é porque meu feed.
On Expert, the enemies actually do have some really solid defense, so maybe that'll happen, maybe it won't.
Fortunately, you get great movement from having those sub-weapons too, so that really helps.
Hat guys are the bane of my existence in this game as well. They have what it is, but it almost feels like they have like shrunken hitboxes when they're throwing their hats, and I don't know why, but it does make them harder to hit. They also have like 3 different attacks that are all very good. So it didn't cost time to get that food there. We're gonna fight the Krusty Balloon.
E aí, estamos aí já no segundo boss.
Very easy fight here.
Balão do Krusty.
Although we did get bad RNG there. After a cycle of 3 hits, he can choose to go to the back like that and just drop cherry bombs on you, and it's just a pure time drain. Like, there's just nothing you can do if he decides to do that.
Esse boss aí, ele tem um pouco de RNG depois de você acertar uns golpes nele.
One of the big points for having the sub weapons really helps too is that fight without the hammer is a real drag.
Saudades época da Konami clássica. Os caras faziam muitos jogos bons.
But it's what it is. Thank goodness for hammer. So anyway, this is stage 3. To me, this is the first gatekeeper in the run. It's one of the hardest stages on expert because there's a lot of enemies that can do really stupid things to you, and you don't really have a lot of room to move around. So everything just feels like constant panic mode. I'm going to be doing my best to maintain the spacing. I dropped an input there and there too. Oh, weird. Okay, I gotta space here a little bit. This is going to cost me some time, but I'd rather be safe. As always with just about any arcade game I play, a 1 credit clear is the goal. One thing to note about
tentando achar um espacinho para respirar.
is that it has a 3 life credit, but the arcade standard is 2 life credit, and that's what I adhere to. Alright, this is getting a little scary. It may look like I'm okay being at half health, but there's not a healing item for another couple sections, and this section with the umbrella guys is really challenging. Like, I have to space out my hits perfectly and hope they don't, like, perfectly whiff punch me, and they don't drop inputs like I did there, because I was trying to hit that guy out of the fall. Okay, we got corn, we're a little better now. These guys just have really good moves.
Pegou um pouco de vida aí pra aliviar. E já tava começando a chegar no estágio de Monka S.
So for this stage, this is one of only 2 stages in the game outside of the final stage where we don't get access to a melee sub-weapon, and we have to settle
Pegou aí um estilingue? Isso é um estilingue?
Especially in JP because it kills zombies.
É um estilingue, sim.
We kind of just get to trounce through this, and there's only a little bit of RNG in these zombies. I'm hoping to get some pretty good luck here. Get a Zerst kill with the double. I'm gonna take this food just for safety. That slingshot toss was actually something that was
pegou um pouco de energia aí pra segurança.
We wouldn't have gotten this game to where it is without him and without Makina, so big props to both of them. So,
etapa de elevador.
Here, we're gonna just be doing a time scan where we waste time with enemies, so if we've got time for some donations, go right for it.
Absolutely.
Etapa de elevador obrigatória em beat'em up.
We have $50 from Mad Mega.
Se o beat'em up não tem uma etapa de elevador, ele não pode ser considerado beat'em up, ele tem essa carteirinha de beat'em up revogada. É obrigatório, tá na cláusula 13 do contrato de beat'em up.
Alright, Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson himself donates $50 and says, "Just once I'd like someone to call me sir," without adding, "You're making a scene."
Let's take some time to set up this visual cue. Thank you so much, Homer. Okay, this fight's tough. There is a quick kill associated with it, and I really hope I can get it, so let's go for it.
Eu acho engraçado dessa época de Simpsons que, tipo, você não tinha muitos personagens, então a Konami teve que fazer vários personagens genéricos aí e repetir eles a exaustão.
On expert, I do add an additional buffer where for the second hit, I just do a grounded hit like so, instead of the special. But that's just for timing reasons.
Agora chegamos aí no bar no estágio 3, estágio 4, bar do Mo.
The bigger guy would like not get hit by the third hit, so I just did that to adjust timing. It may extend it by 1 hit, but I'd rather have the consistency. Alright, so for stage 4, this stage we actually get to start off with this hammer, which is really nice. We're not going to keep it very long though, because I'd rather have the broom. Broom's a little bit better. Broom is slightly better than hammer because it has better grounded hits. That's not good.
Pegou aí a...
That guys are the worst, man. But for this stage, it's just...
Pegou a vassoura, porque a vassoura dá mais dano aí pra limpar a tela. Brent, eu roubei a sua piada da vassoura. Aliás, foi você que fez, né, a piada da vassoura mais cedo? Tô usando aí a vassoura pra limpar a tela.
So hyped to watch you at SGDQ and wishing you the best for a killer run. Have fun, go fast, and good luck. It's game time in the 502.
Assim, como o Gilgerson disse, ele tá jogando no Expert, então os inimigos eles estão mais agressivos e causam mais dano.
Sure. Sandshark sends in $20 and says, the Simpsons arcade game at this time of year, at this time of the day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within GDQ?
Yes.
Como eu tinha explicado, na versão japonesa ele pode aumentar a barra de life além da barra normal.
And those are really dangerous because if you mistime it and he gets to hit you, you lose not only a lot of time, but it also does a lot of damage. So not optimal. Once I discovered that, I just kept doing it and it keeps working. So good times there. Okay, rock please. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is the other gatekeeper of the game. Stage 5 is just disgusting. I don't really know how to explain it. It's a bunch of enemies that can do a bunch of really gross things, and I don't want anything to do with any of it. The biggest issue in this stage, in my experience, are these pink shirt guys that throw the bigger items, like the tree trunks and the boulders. They're pretty awful.
Então, chama, ele tá jogando a versão de PS3.
And the reason that matters is because if you only have to deal with one, then that's actually fine because you don't even have to bait it for the most part. Okay, so that sucks I took that hit, but I get to kill 2 enemies out of it. Okay. Guys, really? So anyway, for those guys throwing that stuff, if you have 3 of them and you decide to kill one of them before they can throw it, then that just means one of them is going to hit you because that's just how they're lined up. So you have to apply safety. You just really don't have a choice. Don't get that spawned early that often. That was cute.
Skip the bees.
Very good, actually. Take this. Now for a bridge section, we got the slingshot. Slingshot's cute. It's really, really good here. Just going to get us to tee off on some of these enemies.
E essa fase
all one shots.
Esse porte aí é de...
Sure.
Que foi lançado em 2012.
$100 from MC Aaron Ice. And they say, you need to beat him up.
Vimos ali a aparição do peixe radioativo. Desses que você pega lá no Tietê, quando vai em São Paulo lá. Aí temos aí nosso amigo aí, o runner, o Urf, shoutout pro Urf, que comentou a run de Streets of Rage 4.
But now with the broom, it's just 2-hit cycles, and the only thing you have to worry about is boulder RNG. And of course, there's execution to it because you have to time your hits on the bear's wake up, and you don't want anything bad happening there. But it's still significantly less of a pain. Like I can't remember the last time I died on that fight on a run, whereas I used to lose runs to it quite often. All right, we're out of the woods, heading on to Dreamland. This stage is actually one of the reasons I kind of I enjoy playing this game because someone was pointed out that this is essentially Homer's dreamscape and not anybody else's, and it kind of does make sense. Like,
estamos aí.
Good timing, love it. This part's kind of annoying. The donuts when they get loose can be really unpredictable.
A fase aí que feita totalmente no LSD, tá enfrentando aí.
Okay, so whoa, did not want that. All right, I'm gonna get this.
Enfrentando donuts aí.
All right, on to their saxophones. Probably the hardest enemies in this stage, though that is debatable. I feel like the PowerPoint workers have scaled up in difficulty. That's not good either. This is why the saxophones are so garbage. If they hit you once, especially out of a special, they can just combo you, and it's really not good. Like there's no way I could have gotten out of that. So these guys, I'm gonna probably play a little bit safe around. Because there's just so many of them. These guys rank up quite a bit on expert, just because of strength in numbers. The last segment in particular is
Essa fase é basicamente uma referência à abertura de Simpsons. Se você reparar, você começa na escola, passa pela usina.
This guy on the left is the big destroyer of worlds. I can't stand that guy. He ruins most of these. There's another Desert Discovery. This turned the hardest screen in this stage into a big joke.
Pegou aí o Nuke pra limpar a tela.
But with that nuke,
Não
when you
funcionou.
throw it hits 4 of them and reduces them all to 1 HP. Super good. Let's steal this bowling ball. Here's our boss. Another Homer Dreamscape. This giant bowling ball actually is a pretty execution-intensive fight. I'm trying to get it to where it can be down to a minimal number of cycles. Do this here. You want to do this on the second cycle so you can get the optimal number of hits there. And you get a one-jumper? Nah, I missed an input there. Ew, okay, I better dodge some hits. I don't have much health left. Okay, so not a great second cycle. Not like I wanted.
Errando em alguns ataques. Fazendo o boss aí mais de...
Missiles are really, really bad.
Demandando um pouco mais de...
Now that we have the missiles, we should be okay for the rest. Quick tidbit, these hits I'm doing while he's standing still, they actually are not doing any damage. He has just fear invincibility there. He doesn't take damage until he starts moving.
Very nice.
The reason I do it is just to
Levando um pouco mais de tempo que o comum.
works for me, so that's why I keep doing it. So yeah, the last two, despite a pretty rough first phase and second phase, that ended up going pretty well through the end of it. I was really, really on board with that. And I actually have taken some deaths and some runs of that because some of his movement cycles can get really unpredictable, and you just don't want that. All right, so we got our last bonus game. We're gonna go ahead.
E toda aquela fase foi só um sonho da Lisa.
Let's go ahead and get in a couple more donations if we could.
Sure.
Aí você tem que fazer, você tem que dar uma tapa na Lisa pra ela acordar.
Donates $100 and says, "Thanks GDQ and L Rock for such an entertaining run on such a classic arcade game. You are all great, both in front of and behind the camera. Keep it up."
Thank you, Red Comet. More 502. I think I have time for one more because I kind of need to focus on these enemies. That was rude. All right, we got food coming up soon. Okay, take a hit. Thank you.
Bobby Tastic donates $15.55 and says,
Fantastic, I love it.
"Good luck, L-Rock. You are crushing it on Expert and representing the fellow Fight Stick fam. Much love from your brother, Bobby."
Thank you, Bobby. You're the best. Funny, I originally bought this stick to play Tekken with.
Então, a versão de telefone, ela foi inspirada na versão de arcade, mas não é tipo, não é um porte, é meio que um jogo original da época que a EA tinha a licença dos Simpsons.
It's kind of a disaster. There's just so many enemies all at once, but the game takes it easy on you by giving you a hammer right at the start of the stage. We also have access to a broom, which I really only prefer for co-op runs. What is going on here? Apologies for this. Sometimes the game is uncooperative because, you know, kill this guy. Another change on Expert.
Então, Duca, se o título não mudou, provavelmente é porque
You just have to hit him with 3 hammer dives.
Twitch tem dessas, às vezes atualiza sozinho, às vezes precisa de F5.
Another thing about hitboxes in this game, if an enemy is off screen, like you saw there, they have invincibility to dive only. Like you can do ground hits, but the ground hit is kind of slow and they can interrupt it. For our last wave of enemies, here we have these enemies that are absolutely not foot soldiers. No way, no how. They do not wear purple ninja outfits. They are not gimmicked. Okay, I was supposed to jump there. These guys are pretty annoying. They have moves that are honestly pretty unfair when it comes to their hitboxes, especially their backflip. And they also have access to this really high jump where they do this kick on landing. And that move is awful to deal with because not only does it have a hitbox pretty much the entire way down,
Normalmente aí
they're also more or less completely invisible.
Fazendo básico aí jump attacks, evitando o inimigo.
It looks quite out of place in this game, but I put this on Konami. Konami just kind of wanted these homages in like all of their games. They even did it later in TMNT 2 for the NES.
Boss aí do Capitão Comando fazendo aparição nos Simpsons. Quem jogou o Capitão Comando lembra que a terceira fase tinha tinha um boss Kabuki.
You can hammer loop that guy, he can't interrupt you, but once that ninja shows up, he can essentially do anything he wants to try to disrupt your run, and he's probably going to try, because he can throw shurikens, which are very disruptive. He can do that high jump kick that I was referring to. Not fun. Don't want it. All right,
just
so
one more
Deathless
thing to worry about.
Yeah. Deathless going into our last stage, which is just a short boss rush. Thankfully, we don't have to fight any other bosses again. We only have 2 bosses to fight, but this is all the stage. It's also the last stage where we don't actually use any sub-weapons, so we're just left to our wits and our buttons. So for Smithers, first thing I'm going to do is try and spawn some food items. There are 3 hidden food items at the very top of the screen. Got one of them already. There's a pretty specific pattern to Smithers you have to do in terms of execution. After the first 5 hits, I tend to bring out the cape and then I go back and hit him again. For the third one, I do a jump bait instead, because that one he has access to insta cape, and you don't want to get hit by that. That should have done it there too. It's after the 5th hit as well, so that's on me. From here though, it should be pretty easy peasy. I should be able to just finish him off from here. Okay, he got away a little bit. That's unfortunate. I'll just let him do that. I gotta let him do his thing. Unfortunate. There we go. Not my best Smithers fight, but it works. I'm gonna take all of these healing items he drops. This is also a JP exclusive.
Agora ele vai pegar a vida aí por segurança.
Also known as the last exit to Springfield. We were doing a protest. Here we have Mr. Burns. This strat's been known about for a while, and this actually came about because I think Tina was the first person I ever saw do it, so I give all the credit to him. If you get Burns against the wall with specific positioning for yourself as it pertains to him, you can actually stun lock him in the corner.
Manteve a boss aí no lugar. Primeira forma, segunda forma aí dele. Por isso ele pegou aquela energia, aquele monte de energia depois dos Smithers, porque olha a quantidade de... olha o dano que o Sr. Burns causa.
See if I can pull this off from here. Okay, so what I try to do is I try to get to the left of this blue line that indicates the rug, and just keep him here. If this works, he shouldn't be able to get out of this, and I should just be able to take it through the end. Time will be coming up fairly soon.
Vai stunou no canto.
So I'll let it know when that happens. Be prepared once you see him stop being red. Had to get back into that. Rhythm, 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 hit the buttons. That's a Deathless Expert 1 CC.
And that's why L-Rock is the best in the business.
Time.
E tempo.
Final time on that was, looks like it was a 20XX, still a great run. I got the first sub 20 in this game last week, and it would have been cool to be able to beat that, but there were definitely some stages that were trolling me on time. Like stage 7, I think I whiffed something like 19 dives, and it just didn't make any sense to me.
20-33, foi tipo... 27 segundos acima do PB dele no PS3. E tipo, o WR do Expert é 19,59. E esse foi Simpsons, The Arcade Game. Eu vou me despedindo aqui, eu volto amanhã. E continuem aí curtindo a Summer Games Done Quick, sendo retransmitida de maneira oficial aqui pela Speedruns Brasil. Obrigado pela companhia e até a próxima.
From Mandycat, who says, "What a great GDQ event it's been so far. Huge thanks to all the excellent runners and announcers for making the